Hi, this is Derek with MostInterestingLife.com. I'm on my way to the gym right now, so I figured I'd make another video. As you can see, I have my yellow color therapy glasses on right now. It makes everything a little bit brighter, a little bit more just interesting and yellow looking. I'll be sure to be making a video on color therapy glasses and just what I think of them pretty soon. So today's video is called one of my top passions in life is to be more interesting than you. To be more interesting than the other person. This is a follow-up video to a post I made on my blog, Most Interesting Life, a little while back. I'll have the link to that post in the description area. But basically the whole idea is that one of the points of life is to constantly be growing. It's said that in life you're either growing and improving yourself and getting closer to goals, or you're dying and you're losing progress. It's either one or the other. There's pretty much never a time where you're just in the middle and you're just being stagnant. You're always either growing as a person or you're becoming weaker as a person. So there's a lot that you could do to become more interesting in this case. Travel. The more places you travel, you'll find that one of the things that adds to you most as a person is to travel more. So I know in the United States, the average person, they'll just go to Florida, Bahamas, or if they want to get wild, they'll go to Las Vegas. But have they been to Asia? Have they been to Australia, Africa? I know that if I'm talking to somebody about travel, I could have a really interesting conversation with them. And a lot of this might sound like it's being really competitive, and a lot of competition is good. It is good to drive yourself in a good direction. But if I meet somebody that has more experience with me in a certain thing, if they've traveled more than me, or if they've been to places I haven't been, that's great. That's a great chance for me to learn from them. It's sort of like a sci-fi movie where you could drain the energy from other people without actually taking away from them. I learn from these people. I could learn how are they more interesting. They have these travel experiences. Can I learn tips from them in case I want to go to a country that they've been to that I haven't been to? Do they have hobbies, habits? How do they carry themselves? If I meet somebody that I think is more interesting than me altogether, or even in just a few small ways, I take this as a great opportunity to learn from them. While at the same time, I'm looking to be more interesting than everybody else that I meet, because it just makes life a lot more rewarding. People like to meet more interesting people. So that's just, it's either you're meeting somebody that is less interesting than you and you could offer them value, or you're meeting somebody that's more interesting from you, in which case it's great that you can learn from them. So pretty much every person you meet, it's a great opportunity to either show value or to learn from them and gain more value yourself. So languages is another great thing. If somebody knows a language that I don't know, I'll try to speak a little bit of it with them. I'll try to learn a few words here and there. If we both speak a foreign language, I don't get to speak very much. I know a little bit of Mandarin Chinese, and I don't get to speak it much though, because I live in the United States, and how often are you getting to go around speaking Chinese? So if I go to a Chinese restaurant, something like that, I'll go 谢谢你. I'll try to speak a little bit with them. So it's a never-ending journey, and any really worthwhile journey is never-ending. So to become more interesting, I forget exactly how many languages there are, but I was looking at the Google Translate, and there's probably more or less 100 different languages you could learn. I don't think anybody, or very few people, could ever learn that in your life. So that's one way that you could always become more and more interesting. I've done a lot of extreme activities, skydiving, bungee jumping, hang gliding. So if I talk to people like that, I could hold my weight around them. If I'm out at a bar or something, I'm talking to a woman, I won't feel that she has a lot over me, where I know a lot of guys, a lot of friends that I have, they'll meet a lot of women that are very just impressive to them, and they don't feel like they could hold water up against them. And that shouldn't be the case, especially if you've been on this planet for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. What's your excuse to not really be interesting? one of the biggest things that people do is they obsess about things that really don't matter. They obsess about celebrity gossip. They just watch hours and hours of TV. They'll obsess about sports teams that they don't own. And they'll spend ridiculous amounts of time focusing on these things that don't add to their lives rather than things that will actually improve their lives. Like getting in shape, building businesses, reading books, learning languages, traveling, doing new experiences, learning new skills. Most people focus on things that just do not matter, that do not add to their lives, that don't help them financially, that don't make them more interesting. So, like, the whole point of this video is just one of my focuses in life is to constantly grow, constantly look to become more interesting. And I make it sound a little bit competitive by saying my goal in life is to be more interesting than you, because it just makes it a little bit more fun. It makes it sort of like a game. But the only losers in this game are the ones that don't play. If there's somebody that just, they haven't done a lot, but they're growing as a person, every day they're looking to grow, that's what matters more. It's more about the speed and the acceleration than your location. As long as you're moving in the right direction, that's the most important thing, because most people are not moving. Most people are just sitting still, or they're slowly getting more and more out of shape. They're getting older, but they're not getting wiser. So just every day you should be looking for different ways, and you should have different ways. You should have default habits. If you read every day, you know you're getting a little bit smarter. If you're going to the gym and working out every day, that's an opportunity to be getting in better and better shape, depending on what you're doing. Maybe you're getting more flexible, you're doing yoga, you're getting stronger, and you're lifting weights, you're working on your cardiovascular ability. There are lots of ways that you can get better. So ask yourself, what are you doing today? What have you been doing the past month, week, year? What have you been doing your whole life to make sure every year you're more interesting than the previous year? To make sure every year, every day, every week, every month is better than the previous year? Are you spending many hours just watching TV that doesn't add value to your life? Are you watching this endless sports games? It's okay if you like to watch some sports, but there's some people that will just watch every single game every single day, and at the same time, they're not doing anything to improve their lives. It's good to have things that you enjoy. I enjoy good movies. I enjoy a few good TV shows. Not too many, but I'll usually have one show on that's like an hour long a week that I'll watch. There's a lot of good entertainment out there, and it is one of the joys of life, so it's okay to enjoy a little bit of it. Just like if you're on a diet, it's okay to have a cheat day here and there, because it just makes it more sustainable. It makes life more sustainable. It makes your diet more sustainable. So it's important to have balance. But at the same time, most of what you do, most of your energy, most of your time should be on becoming a more interesting person, a more better person, and getting closer to whatever goals you have. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, go to my blog, mostinterestinglife.com for more information. And until next time, stay interesting.